star from the constellation of Aries. Yay! And today we're doing a SCP reading! Yay! So, yeah, if if I'm a bit sluggish today, Ohayo! Ohayo! Isn't it like Asa Sanji or something? Like 3 in the morning? Over there. Hi! I hope you sleep ASMR for today. Yay! If I'm a bit sleepy, today, you know, and slower than usual, it is because I slept at like 3:30. Yeah, so desu ne. It's so... oh, the time zones are crazy. It's insane. I think the times I stream don't even match up with like half the world. Yeah, because I just stream at you know, I stream from the country that like doesn't exist, right? So yeah, it doesn't match up with half the world. We even have opposite seasons and all that. But yesterday, after I finished my stream, I like opened my windows and all I could smell was fire. Like, I thought we were joking yesterday about, you know, Australian houses being infested with spiders. So like people are burning their houses down. But then I opened my window and I was like, oh, it just smells like fire. So is it like a is it like a self-fulfilling prophecy or something? You know, like, I thought it was just a joke, but no, it smells like fire here. I'm not sure about today, but maybe they'll start burning again today later in the afternoon. It's because we have really bad fire seasons, bushfire seasons sometimes. So sometimes, you know, we do use this technique called, oh, is it backburning? Is it backburning? Where we would like start a controlled fire first before the bushfire season to get rid of, you know, all the build-up of the dead leaves and stuff like that. So when it comes to summer, there's not as much that can be caught on fire. Yeah. Time to move to Hyrule. Are you sure with all the like gunk there you wanna move to Hyrule? In the current state, your life is dictated by a pig, a woman, and a twink. Honestly, I'd move there too. It sounds like a better world. But yeah, it's backburning season. It's hella backburning season, I think. It's starting to become backburning season. It's worth it. Exactly. I agree. But I think for this summer, I want to go outside less, so maybe it won't affect me as much. But we had this really bad bushfire that lasted for like, I think it was like more than a month, right? It was a really extended bushfire where it just would not stop, and they actually had to close off part of the like train tracks and stuff because, you know, it was in the bushfire area. But I was going out with my friends and we were going out on a like longer excursion. So we got on the train and we're like, okay, it's time for us to you know, like go on this long trip. So we get on the train, we're like la-di-la-di-la, and then we're like yapping away, you know, we were taking the 16 personalities quiz, I remember very clearly. And when you do that, you get extremely caught up in it, right? But then we missed our stop and we kept going and we didn't realize until we looked outside and we're like, oh, why is it like super foggy outside? You know, we can't see anything. Why is it super foggy? It turns out that we had ridden the train that was driving into the bushfire area. It was just not as affected, so they still had the station open, but it was like close, right? It was extremely close to the where the big bushfires were. So we're like, oh no! Get us off! We don't want to go into the bushfire. So yeah, we had to wait another 10 minutes for the train to stop, and then we waited for like half an hour for the next train to take us back to where we were going, which was a cemetery, by the way. We went to a cemetery. We went cemetery hopping. We found one of my friend's ancestors, and then we also found this like crazy woman who's buried there. Her life story is like insane. Okay, like she was, even though she was like really rowdy and stuff, she was not hated by the town. So like she's like consistently drunk, and like I swear she's been in jail more times than she hasn't been. She just keeps going back, right? But like she was like well loved by the people, you know. And when she passed away, she was buried in that cemetery. So yeah, it's really cool. Like if you guys ever the type to go cemetery hopping or like morbid stuff like that, if you look up the names of some of the people buried there, you might actually find their life story, and it's super cool to learn about it. But yeah, that's the story. Also, today's SCPs are a bit shorter than usual, I think. I found them, but I haven't actually counted the word count, so I'm not sure how long it will go on for. It should go on for at least 1 hour, but if I feel like, you know, we can go on for a bit longer. I do have a longer SCP backup in preparation, so it should all be okay. And because I'm doing a lot of reading today and my eyes have been hurting a lot recently. I was trying to read a Wikipedia last night, and actually I couldn't like read it properly because my eyes like keep blurring. Which is bad, right? So I got these. I don't have eye drops at home, so I got these hydrogel eye patches. I know they're really good for like refreshing your eye area. I know it's just meant for like, I don't know, eye wrinkles or something, but they're really good for refreshing your eyes. And I know from experience because I was once writing a thesis, and I had I'm not the type to like put a lot of work in like a long time before it starts. So I was crunching the thesis and I stayed up for 3 days writing it, right? I did not sleep. And actually I was listening to one Vocaloid song for the entire time, but I did not sleep. So I survived on these hydrogel eye patches to keep my eyes moist and hydrated. Yeah. So it was all good, it was all good. I did get a good mark on the thesis, so you know, if it works, right? If it works. I'm not doing it again though. I'm not doing it again. Like, I think for that week, I slept a total of maybe 9 hours, 9 to 10 hours, for 7 days. So yeah, it was like one-time thing. I'm never doing that again. The hydrogel patches I'll keep, but the sleep, no. Anyways, SCP reading time. Yeah, hi, here we go. So this first one is yeah, it's SCP-01805. I do have the links to them in my YouTube. In my YouTube description. Yeah, I have them in my YouTube description. If you wanna have a look. She is kind of scary, but I've never heard of this one before, so it'll be fun to read, I think. So this is SCP item 1805. Its object class is Euclid, and special containment procedures. When SCP-1805 is in an active phase, it is to be kept in a standard humanoid containment cell in Site-17. When SCP-1805 is in an inactive phase, it is to be wrapped in a lint-free protective sheet and placed in a standard anomalous item locker. SCP-01805 does not require food, water, or oxygen, even during an active phase. SCP-1805 requires periodic cleaning with non-solvent-based antiseptic cleansers, externally on a bi-weekly basis, and internally on a weekly basis, as well as immediately after sexual contact. What? Huh? Huh? Okay, so this is the type of SCP we're reading today. I see. While in an active phase, SCP-1805 has shown willingness to perform such cleaning itself. In an inactive phase such as cleaning, should be performed by D-class personnel. Sexual contact is only permitted between SCP-1805 and approved test subjects. I was looking up, like, good SCPs to read, and then this SCP was on many people's list. So I was like, you know what? It's gonna be interesting. And you know what? It is interesting. Also, I hope the background music isn't too loud or too quiet, because I was tweaking with them, so yeah, if it's like not balanced, please let me know. Imprinted test subjects shall be contained along with SCP-1805 until their termination. Under no circumstances should a living test subject be removed from SCP-1805's presence after imprinting. If separation of test subjects and SCP-1805 is necessary, early termination of test subjects by Foundation personnel is permitted. While SCP-1805 appears cooperative, any request by it or imprinted test subjects shall require approval by a minimum of 2 Level 3 personnel or the Site Director. Description: SCP-1805 is a life-size, anatomically correct female mannequin intended for use as a sex doll. Can I say this? Can I say this? Am I gonna get banned? I'm not far enough into the stream that like the I don't know, the algorithm or something would notice. I think I'm only 15 minutes in. It is marketed under the trademark blank and manufactured by Redacted in 20 Redacted. It has a PVC skeleton with steel joints and flesh made of medical grade silicone. The object shows considerable wear, with its original pigmentation faded or missing over roughly 35% of its surface. While SCP-1805 is in an inactive phase, it is indistinguishable from other products of similar manufacture. When an adult male subject engages in sexual intercourse with SCP-1805, SCP-1805 will enter into an active phase and imprint on the subject. This active phase will persist as long as the imprinted subject remains alive and in the presence of SCP-1805, and will cease sometime between 5 and 10 days afterwards. It's like a, you know, in like, you know, in like Omegaverse, when they have like heats and ruts. This is like the time period, right? This is like the heat rut time period, the 5 to 10 days. So are they like, you know, are they like that? Is this my Omegaverse in horrorverse? In an active phase, SCP-1805 is capable of autonomous motion, speech, and intellectual activity. SCP-1805 appears to have mental and sensory capabilities compared to a human female of 9 to 25. Wait, sorry, 19. Comparable to a female of 19 to 25 years of age. Comparable to a human female of 19 to 25 years of age. Its speech is clear and comprehensible, but it appears unable to alter either volume or inflection. SCP-01805 appears intelligent and possessive of a capacity of self-awareness, but is unwilling or unable to acknowledge the fact that it is not human. When asked about events during its inactive phase, SCP-01805 will relate some fictional narrative, with SCP-01805 in the role of a housewife in a suburban setting, always as the spouse to the last subject SCP-1805 was imprinted to. It is suspected that these narratives are constructed by SCP-1805 around the imprinted subject as it enters an active phase. When SCP-1805 imprints on a subject, it will express extreme affection, devotion, and possessiveness for the subject, regardless of the subject's behavior towards SCP-1805. SCP-1805 will use terms of endearment with the subject such as darling, beloved, and refer to the subject as its husband to third parties. SCP-1805 attempts to acquiesce to any expressed desire of the imprinted subject, regardless of its nature. The actions seem subject to SCP-1805's understanding. SCP-1805 has, upon occasion, taken metaphorical or idiomatic expressions literally. SCP-1805 is also extremely possessive and will not permit the subject to leave SCP-1805's presence, or vice versa. SCP-1805 will react violently to any attempts to separate them, and will likely cause harm to the subject, itself, or others. SCP-1805 will show extreme negative reactions to any suggestions that the subject does not reciprocate SCP-1805's affection, or that the subject shares affection or even substantial interest for any other object or individual. This not only applies to current actual sexual interest by the subject, but to any signs of affection, interest, or attention, current, historical, or hypothetical. SCP-1805 has shown violent rages when subjects have expressed positive feelings for past girlfriends, pets, children, parents, and fictional characters. SCP-1805's devotion to an imprinted subject appears to subside upon death of the subject. No anomalous effects have been observed in test subjects themselves after imprinting. So she's a yandere girlfriend. So she's like a yandere girlfriend. I understand. Addendum 1. Interview with SCP-1805 on the date of December 1st, 2000, redacted. Interview I-1805-27. The interviewer is Dr. redacted, and the foreword says, as part of ongoing testing, SCP-1805 imprinted on D-21344, a 45-year-old male sex offender with a history of domestic violence. SCP-1805 was contained with D-21344 for 84 hours before SCP-1805 terminated D-21344. Interview conducted after the remains of D-21344 were removed from containment. Begin log. On December 1st, 2000, redacted, 1130. Dr. redacted says, I want to ask you about D-21344, SCP-1805. His name was John. Dr. redacted, why did you kill him? SCP-1805. He was false, an adulterer. Dr. redacted, according to our records, he was divorced. Cheese! Cheese! Reading a SCP about a yandere girlfriend who's actually just a sex doll. And it is completely unexpected for me. I'm finding out about these SCPs at the same time you guys are, so... Shocker. SCP-1805. I I should have been enough for him. He shouldn't have pretended to love me. Dr. Redacted says, according to the surveillance videos, he struck you at least 37 times, even when you were performing rather unpleasant requests from him. But you're saying he was pretending to love you. SCP-085. You don't understand. Dr. Redacted. I admit, I don't. SCP-085. Love, honor, and obey. Those were our vows. I took them seriously. John didn't. End log. Closing statement. After 6 days, SCP-085 entered an inactive state and was placed in storage. Addendum 2. SCP with... Sorry. Addendum 2. Interview with SCP-1805 on... Oh, it's not. It's the dates. I read them wrong. It's the American way of writing dates. Where, here we usually write dates that's like day, month, year. But I think it's the US, right? America? They write dates like month, day, year. So I always get confused. especially if like the numbers can be either. So it's actually the first date is actually January 12th, not December 1st. Yeah. And then this one is May 28th of 2000 and redacted. Yeah. Can you imagine if the year had 28 months? I think I would I would lose my mind. Oh. Hey. Interview I-1805178. The interviewer is Dr. Redacted, and the forward says, on May 5th, 27th. Wait, on May 5th? No way. No way! The late sleeping time's getting to me. On May 27th. On May 27th, 2000 redacted, SCP-1805 was involved in a near containment breach when the imprinted test subject D-12787 attempted to take SCP-1805 hostage. D-12787 threatened SCP-1805 with redacted, a solvent apparently smuggled from redacted. D-12787 demonstrated redacted melting 30% of the silicone flesh off of SCP-1805's left forearm. SCP-1805 allowed this to occur as D-12787 made demands for redacted, and a private plane. When NTF agents were dispatched to the containment chamber, D-12787 ordered SCP-1805 to kill them. SCP-1805 successfully strangled one agent to death before D-12787 was terminated, after which SCP-1805 ceased attacking. During the attack, SCP-1805 was struck by 10 rounds of .45 caliber ammunition, causing significant damage to its torso, head, and left leg. Begin log. May 28th, 2000 redacted. 0127. Dr. Redacted. You realize you murdered one of our agents. SCP-1805. Yes, I am sorry. Dr. Redacted. We sent them in to protect you. SCP-1805. I didn't have a choice. I pledged myself. Dr. Redacted. D-12787 was willing to destroy you. SCP-1805. You don't understand. We were soulmates, created for each other. I could no more deny him than I could deny breathing. Dr. Redacted says, you don't I know you were devoted to D-12787. SCP-1805 says, Sam, His name was Sam. Dr. Redacted. He ordered you to kill all of the agents, but you stopped. Why? SCP-01805 says, "Till death do us part." Dr. Redacted. End of log. Closing statement. SCP-01805 remained in an active state for 10 days after the termination of D-12787, the longest time so far recorded. In that time, all gross physical damage to SCP-01805 repaired itself through an unknown mechanism. Repaired materials showed additional loss of pigmentation and signs of wear. When SCP-01805 entered an inactive state, it was placed back in storage. Yandere girlfriends are scary. Scary. So scary. I feel like you could read further into this. This SCP, like about, you know, abusive relationships and like sex and all that. Like I think it might be an interesting study, but I am not my brain is not big enough for that. But I'm actually curious. I think I will go read later about, you know, some interpretations people have of this SCP. I think it's very interesting. And then the next one is, it's a really popular SCP actually. I read this years ago, but again, I don't remember a lot of it, so I think it'll be fun to read. This one. Yeah. I forgot something. Haha. Now we're talking. Yeah, like Ruuna Starbright's a bit too bright for this scene, so now we're talking. Yeah. This one is SCP-087. It's the stairs SCP. And I don't know about you guys, but I used to live in these apartment blocks without elevators, right? So you take stairs a lot. And the thing is, we lived on the 6th floor, but it's not like one flight of stairs, 6th floor, right? It's like it's like the staircase stairwell thing where you have to go up, and then there's like a plane, and then you have to turn around and go up another flight of stairs before you reach the next floor, right? And the thing is, it was like, it's not those fancy apartments. It was kind of run down, right, with like the flaking paint and all that. So sometimes the lights don't work properly or are flickering, and it's those like straight up light bulbs with the like flickering white hospital light vibes. It's so haunted, basically haunted. And I remember like sometimes, you know, if I have to go up alone or go down alone, I get really scared, right? It like, you look down the staircase, it's literally like this image right here. It's literally like that. It's so dark, you can't see anything. And the light bulb on our level was broken. So yeah, like if I wanted to go find my neighbor to play, they had a kid who was around the same age as me, I would like, I have to wait in the staircase alone in the dark. It's so scary. Until my neighbors opened the door. Oh, it was like super scary. And then with like some of my other family members as well, it was similar. My extended family also lived in a apartment complex without lifts. I think it was pretty common back in that time. But yeah, like they had emergency lights, right, in the staircase, like for fire extinguishers and stuff, and that light is red. So you can imagine like going down those stairs and then, or it's like bathed in red light. Ruuna doesn't need to play horror games, she lived one. And then I would used to have so many nightmares about like literally running down the stairs getting chased. I think that was like most of my childhood dreams, just running down the stairs, getting chased, running more. It was so bad. Yes. Item SCP-087. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-087 is located on the campus of Redacted. The doorway leading to SCP-087 is constructed of reinforced steel with an electro-release lock mechanism. It has been disguised to resemble a janitorial closet consistent with the design of the building. The lock mechanism on the doorknob will not release unless redacted volts are applied in conjunction with counterclockwise rotation of the key. The inside of the door is lined with 6 centimeters of industrial foam padding. Due to the results of the final exploration, see Document 087-IV, no personnel are permitted to access SCP-087. Description: SCP-087 is an unlit platform staircase. Stairs descended on a 38-degree angle for 13 steps before reaching a semicircular platform of approximately 3 meters in diameter. Descent direction rotates 180 degrees at each platform. The design of SCP-087 limits subject to a visual range of approximately 1.5 flights. A light source is required for any subjects exploring SCP-087, as there are no lighting fixtures or window present. Lighting sources brighter than 75 watts have shown to be ineffective, as SCP-087 seems to absorb excess light. Subjects' report and audio recordings confirm the distressed vocalization from what is presumed to be a child between ages of redacted and redacted. The source of the distress call is estimated to be located 200 meters below the initial platform. However, any attempts to descend the staircase have failed to bring subjects closer to the source. The depths of descent calculated from Exploration IV, the longest exploration, is shown to be far beyond both the possible structures of both the building and geological surroundings. At this time, it is unknown if SCP-087 has an endpoint. Hello, Dio. It's spooky story time. SCP-087 has undergone 4 video-recorded explorations by D-Class personnel. Each subject conducting an exploration has encountered SCP-087-1, which appears as a face with no visible pupils, nostril, or mouth. The nature of SCP-087-1 is entirely unclear, but it has been determined that it is not the source of the bleeding. Subjects exhibit feelings of intense paranoia and fear when placed with SCP-087-1, but it is undetermined whether said feelings are abnormal or simply natural reactions. By the way, this is the SCP. Figure B, SCP-087-1, the enhanced image taken from Exploration 1. Addendum. Over a period of 2 weeks following Exploration IV, several members of the staff and students from Redacted Campus reported knocking at a variable rate of 1 to 2 seconds per knock, coming from the interior of SCP-087. The door leading to SCP-087 has been fitted with 6 centimeters of thick industrial padding. All reports of knocking have ceased. Authorized personnel may refer to document 087I through 087IV for transcripts of Exploration I to IV. I'm gonna put these back. I'm accessing the document. It's taking a while. The true horror of this is my internet speed. Yeah. Document 087I. Document 087I. Exploration I. D8432 is a 43-year-old Caucasian male of average build and appearance and unremarkable psychological background. D-class designation is a result of demotion due to mishandling. SCP redacted. D8432 is equipped with a 75-watt flood lamp with a battery power capable of lasting 24 hours, a handheld cam recorder fitted with a transmission stream, and an audio headset for communication with Dr. Redacted at control. D8432 steps through doorway onto initial platform. Despite the wattage, the floor lamp only illuminates the first 6 steps. Second platform is not visible. D8432. It's fucking dark. Dr. Redacted. Is your flood lamp functioning properly? D8432 shines the light out the door and into the academic building's hallway. The light reaches significantly further. D8432. Yeah, it's working. It just won't light these stairs all the way down. Dr. Redacted. Thank you. Please continue. D8432 descends for 13 steps before reaching the second platform. The platform is in the shape of a semicircle with an apparently concrete surface and walls. There are no distinct markings, aside from the nondescript patches of dust, dirt, or wear consistent with that which is found in a typical concrete stairwell. D8432 rotates 180 degrees to begin descent down the second flight, then pauses. Dr. Redacted says, reason for stopping. D8432. Hear that? That's a kid down there. Sounds like one. None of the described audio is feeding through the camera or the mic at this time. Dr. Redacted. Could you please describe the sound? D8432. It's young? Either female or a very young boy. It's crying and sobbing and saying, please. Help. Please. Yeah, it keeps repeating that and crying. Dr. Redacted. Can you estimate its distance from your current location? D8432. I don't know, maybe 200 meters down? Dr. Redacted. Please continue down the next flight. The subject descends another 13 steps. As he reaches the landing, audio of the child as described is picked up. The child alternates between sobbing, wailing, and the words, please, help, and down here. The level of audio is consistent with D8432's report of it being approximately 200 meters below. Dr. Redacted says, can you still hear the crying? D8432. Yeah. Dr. Redacted. We're picking it up as well. Please continue down. If you notice any changes in the audio or environment, stop. The subject descends another 3 flights of stairs before stopping. D8432. Keep going. Dr. Redacted. Please. D8432 continues another 17 flights, total of 22 flights, before stopping. There are no visual changes in the environment, and each flight has been a consistent 13 steps. D8432. I'm not getting any closer to the kid. Stereo audio confirms that the crying noise has not increased in volume and remains approximately 200 meters below the subject. Dr. Redacted. Noted. Please continue. The subject continues another 28 flights before stopping. 50 flights in total. D8432 is standing on the 51st landing, counting the initial ground level landing. D8432 is estimated to be 200 meters below the initial platform. 34 minutes have elapsed. The volume of the crying has not increased. D8432. I feel a little uneasy. Dr. Redacted says. You've spent a long time in the dark. Unknown stairwell. It's natural. Please continue. The subject hesitates before stepping down on the next stair. As the subject moves forward, the flood lamp illuminates a face located approximately at the bottom of the stairwell. AKA our friend Atoe. It appears to be the same size and shape as a human head, except it's lacking a mouth, nostril, and pupils. The face is completely motionless, but is making direct eye contact, indicating its awareness of D8432. D8432. Fuck. What the fuck is that? Holy shit. What the fuck? Dr. Redacted. Can you please describe what you see? D8432. It's some sort of person face thing and it's looking right at me. Oh my god, it's looking right at me. Dr. Redacted. Is it moving? D8432. Pauses and pants heavily. No, it's just staring at me. It's creepy. Dr. Redacted. Please approach and further illuminate the entity. D8432. Continue swearing, by the way. I don't want to. The face jerks forward about 50 centimeters directly towards D8432. D8432 yells, and then what he says next is redacted. D8432 enters a panic state and rapidly ascends SCP-087. D8432 reaches the ground floor in 18 minutes, at which time he collapses and passes out. There is no sign of SCP-0871, as reviews of the footage indicate an equal number of flights and steps ascending as descending. Audio of the crying and pleading remains at the same volume until the last flight, at which point it ceases. Medical reports indicate collapse was a result of the rapid ascension of the stairs, causing fatigue. And now we'll move to document 087 II. Again, it's titled Exploration II. D9035 is a 28-year-old African-American male of strong build. Psychological background indicates no abnormalities except an extreme hatred for women. Can't wait to see this guy. Can't wait to see this guy descend SCP-087. Subject has an intensive record of data expunged. D9035 is equipped with a 100-watt flood lamp with battery power capable of lasting 24 hours, a handheld camcorder fitted with a transmission stream, and an audio headset for communication with Dr. Redacted at control. D9035 is also equipped with a backpack containing 100 small LED lights with adhesive packs and battery lives of approximately 3 weeks. Lights turn on and off by compressing them. D9035 shines the flood lamp down the first flight of stairs. Despite the extra wattage, the light does not illuminate beyond the 9th step. D9035. You want me to go down there, Doc? Doctor says. Please shine your flood lamp outside of SCP-087 to verify it's functioning properly. D9035 shines the light into the hallway. Comparison with the footage from Exploration I confirms it is indeed brighter. Dr. Redacted. Thank you. Please continue to the first landing. D9035. Hey Doc, I know what you said and all, but I don't think I want to go there. Doctor redacted. Please continue to the first landing. D9035. Doc, look, Doctor redacted interrupts him and says, as per our earlier conversation, please continue to the first landing. D9035 pauses for 18 seconds, then descends 13 steps to the first landing and stops. D9035. Is that a kid? Doctor redacted. Please remove one of the adhesive lights and affix it to the wall of the landing. D9035. Doc, you hear that? Is that a kid down there? Doctor redacted. Death unconfirmed. Please affix an adhesive light to the wall and verify it functions. D9035 hesitates, then removes one of the lights from his backpack and adheres it to the wall. He presses on the light and it turns on. Doctor redacted. Please turn off your lamp. D9035 hesitates again before turning off the lamp. The LED light illuminates the landing, but does not extend beyond the first step either way. Doctor redacted. Thank you. You may turn your flood lamp back on. Please continue to descend. At each landing, affix an LED light to the wall and turn it on. If you notice anything unusual, please report it. D9035 turns the flood lamp back on, then descends to the next flight of stairs. As he sets foot on the landing, the audio picks up sounds of pleading and crying, consistent with those of the first exploration. Doctor redacted. Can you still hear the previously reported audio? D9035. Yeah, she sounds about, I don't know, 150, maybe 200 meters down. Am I supposed to go get her? Look, Doc, I don't do good with kids. Doctor redacted. Please place the light and continue down until you notice anything unusual. The subject adheres the light to the wall and turns it on, then continues to the next landing. He adheres the third LED light to the wall and turns it on. D9035 continues in this manner for the next 25 flights of stairs before stopping. D9035. I don't think I'm getting any closer to a kid, Doc. Doctor redacted. How far below would you estimate the source of the sound to be? D9035. Same as before? 100 to 200 meters down. Doctor redacted. Thank you. Please proceed. D9035 continues in the same fashion for the next 24 flights. At the 51st landing, he stops. Footage shows an arced gouge in the concrete wall, estimated to be 50 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide. The first step from the landing appears to be completely smashed into rubble. D9035 says, "You see that?" Doctor redacted. Yes. Can you please describe what you see? D9035 says, "Looks like something smashed at the wall, and the step over here is all crumbled up and stuff. The slash mark looks really smooth." D9035 touches the gouge mark. Yeah, it's smooth. Feels like glass. Doctor redacted says, "Thank you. Please continue down." D9035. Look, Doc, I think I've gone far enough. Doctor redacted says, "Please continue as per our agreement." D9035. I don't want to be doing this, agreement or not. And then data expunged. D9035 steps over the destroyed step and continues down the staircase. Nothing is notable at the next landing. D9035 adheres an LED light to the wall and continues in the same fashion for another 38 flights. The sound of the crying and pleading still has not gotten closer. D9035 is on the 89th landing and 74 minutes have elapsed from the beginning of the exploration. Subject is estimated to be 350 meters below the initial platform. D9035. I feel like the kid's just trying to lure me down here, Doc. I think it's time for me to. D9035 stops talking and moving as the flood lamp illuminates SCP-0871. The face is staring directly at D9035, again indicating awareness of the subject's presence. Although SCP-0871 appears to be unmoving, its location is 38 flights below the initial encounter in Exploration I, indicating it's mobile. Dr. Redacted. Is there a reason you stopped? D9035 is unresponsive. D9035's breathing grows labored. SCP-0871 remains immobile for an additional 13 seconds. SCP-0871 blinks. And he starts yelling D9035. But what he says is incomprehensible. SCP-0871 jerks forward until it is approximately 90 centimeters from D9035. The subject turns and flees up the stairs. Dr. Redacted. Please calm down and relax. Turn around. We need a closer look at the face. D9035 ignores Dr. Redacted and continues rapid ascent. He continues to scream incomprehensibly. Dr. Redacted says, D9035, can you hear me? Please slow down. D9035 is unresponsive and continues rapidly climbing the stairs. His screaming diminishes to babbling. After ascending 72 flights, D9035 collapsed on the 17th landing. Dr. Redacted. D9035, can you hear me? D9035 is unresponsive, but labored breathing can be heard through the audio feed. For the next 14 minutes, D9035 is immobile. The visual feed is black, and audio picks up only the subject's breathing and continuous pleading coming from below. After 14 minutes and 32 seconds of unchanging visual and audio feeds, the sound of a rapid heartbeat not consistent with a human heartbeat, and a low cracking noise is heard. 7 seconds later, D9035 gasps and revives, continuing his ascent of the stairs rapidly and wordlessly. The heartbeat and cracking ceases, and nothing abnormal is detected in the visual feed. He remains unresponsive. D9035 exits SCP-087 and sits on the floor outside the entrance. D9035 then enters a catatonic state, from which he has not yet recovered. Yep, he's dead. He's dead. Also, I realize that I have a book. I realize I have a book. Today's scarf is a bit, it's like I forget my filter, then I forget my book. This week is scarf week, man. Every day is scarf week. Every week is scarf week with Ruuna. Here we go. Document 087 III. Exploration number 3. Before I start reading this, I need to I need to drink some water. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum, yum. It's document 087 III. D9884 is a 23-year-old female of average build and appearance. Psychological background indicates a history of depression. Subject has a minimal record of using excessive force to data expunged. D9884 is equipped with a 75-watt lamp. I'm not dyslexic. I just can't read. I'm like read ahead, and then the words would jumble up in my brain, and then I say it in the wrong order. What is this? You knock on my brain and it's like echoey, you know? The 9884 is equipped with a 75-watt flood lamp with battery power capable of lasting 24 hours, a handheld camcorder fitted with a transmission stream, and an audio headset for communication with Dr. Redacted at control. The 9884 is also equipped with a backpack containing 3.75 liters of water, 15 nutrient bars, and 1 thermal blanket. The 9884 stands on the ground level landing of SCP-087. Flood lamp illuminates only the first 9 steps. LED lights placed on the wall during the last exploration are not visible. Dr. Redacted. Please descend the first flight and examine the landing wall. D9884 descends 13 steps and stops at the landing. There is no trace of the LED light at the location. Footage from Exploration II indicates it was placed. D9884. Yeah, it's just a dirty concrete wall. There's nothing on it. No, wait. It's a little bit sticky right here. D9884 indicates the spot on the wall. The LED light should have been located. D9884 says, "There's a child crying down here. She's begging for help and crying." Dr. Redacted. Thank you. Please continue down the steps until you notice anything unusual. D9884 descends. Upon reaching the next landing, audio of the crying child consistent with the prior 2 explorations is picked up. No LED lights appears to be present on any of the landing walls. D9884 continues with no incident until she reaches the 17th landing. D9884. Ew, there's something on the ground here and it smells really bad. It's all sticky and stuck on my shoe. Ugh, it's gross. Video feed confirms the presence of substance occupying a space approximately 50 centimeters in a diameter. Dr. Redacted. Can you describe the scent? D9884. It kinda smells like old rusty metal and pee. Ew! Ew! You can clean up the LED lights, but you can't clean up the pee? It's probably blood. I think in the middle is probably blood, right? Dr. Redacted. Thank you. Please continue until you notice anything else. D9884 continues to the 51st landing without incident. The 51st landing remains unchanged from the previous expedition, and similar observations are made. D9884 is again asked to descend until anything unusual is noticed. Subject continues her descent until the 89th landing is reached. The video feed jerks and the subject yells. D9884. Ah fuck. There's a hole in the ground and I almost fell in. Video feed confirms the presence of a hole approximately 1 meter in diameter. The subject shines the floodlight down, revealing only blackness. Approximately 4 seconds pass, and a light of indeterminate distance down the hole flicks on for approximately 2 seconds, then backs off. D9884. There was a light down there. It's gone now, but it was on for like a second. Did you see it? Dr. Redacted. Yes, can you estimate the depth of this hole? D9884. No way, it's too deep. At least a kilometer. Like, way more than a kilometer. Dr. Redacted. Thank you. Can you still hear the sound of the child? D9884. Uh-huh. She still sounds far away. I don't feel like I'm getting any closer. It's like for every step I take, she takes 1 step down. Dr. Redacted. Please continue down until you uncover anything unusual. D9884 continues to descend SCP-087 for approximately an hour. covering an additional 164 flights. She stops to rest on the 253rd landing, consuming 1 nutrient bar and several gulps of water. D9884 is at an estimate of 1.1 kilometers beneath the initial landing, yet the sound of the child has not changed in volume. After pausing for 4 minutes, D9884 resumes her descent, making no stops for another 216 flights, 1.5 hours later. D9884 is on the 469th landing, and approximate 1.8 kilometers below ground level. D9884. I'm not getting anywhere. I think it's time I went back. I mean, going down is one thing, but this is a long climb back. Dr. Redacted. You have been provided with food, water, and blankets to last you 24 hours. Please continue down. D9884. No, I think I'm gonna go back up. D9884 turns towards the previous flight of stairs. And then she screams. SCP-0871. The face is directly behind D9884, blocking her ascent. The face appears approximately 30 centimeters from the lens of the camera. Its eyes are fixed directly on the lens, this time looking not at the subject but the person viewing the video feed. The video feed glitches and freezes for 4 seconds, accompanied by a static-like screeching noise from the audio feed. It then cuts to bumpy visuals of the 9884 descending the stairs rapidly. She's hysterical and panicked. It's been following me. The whole time it's been right behind me. Oh my god, it's right behind me. It was looking right at me. Doctor, Redacted, please do something. Please help me. Oh god, no. Please get it away, please. No, please, I knew it was following me. Help, make it leave. Please, no, it was looking at me. It was staring at me. I knew I was here. It knew I was here. It's been watching me this whole time. Oh god, please help me. No, please. And this continues in a similar fashion until the end. D9884 continues to scream and plead hysterically as she descends the staircase. The previously heard static-like screeching seems to overlay the audio feed, beneath which can be still heard the original sound of the crying child. Approximately 14 flights down, the video feed swings to show the area directly behind D9884. The face is now approximately 20 centimeters from the camera lens. It's not staring at the subject, rather it is fixated on the camera lens, giving the illusion that it is making eye contact with those viewing the footage. It is important to note that since the sighting of SCP-0871, the sound of the girl crying and pleading has been increasing in volume, indicating D9884 is nearing the source. After an approximate 150 panicked flights of descent with 3 visual confirmations of SCP-0871 still in pursuit, D9884 trips and appears to fall unconscious. Audio feed indicates strong proximity to the source of the crying. The static and screeching noise continues. Video feed shows yet another descending flight of stairs, indicating D9884 still has not reached the base of the stairwell. 12 seconds of motionlessness pass before the face comes in full view of the camera, eye contact being made directly with the viewer. Audio and video feed cuts out, and no reconnection is re-established. The last document actually is data expunged. So I guess we will have to find it. Let's see if we can find it. Document 087IV. 087IV. Where was it? I wonder where it is. Really curious to find where it is. Let's see. Well, it's hanging out. Oh, it's hanging out on Reddit. By the same guy who wrote this, by the way. It's by, I'm not sure how to say the name. Zaidi, Zaeyyd. He said that, well, sorry, I'm assuming it's a he. They said that they were clearing out the files and they found the last exploration log. Yeah. Like they said that they're not sure if it's the genuine document because, you know, the speculation is what makes the SCP interesting, but I am curious. I am very curious. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? How did you lose it? Where is it? They're linking to the SCP website, but I don't see the fourth file. But I'm curious! I am so curious! Gosh. No! Where is it? Where is it? It's not telling me. There is a sandbox. And a transcript? Wow, cool, holy sh... Oh my god. I opened this website and then they had a jump scare image. No. Oh my gosh, I am... my heart. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my god, my heart. Oh my god. It's like the scarier version of SCP-087I. 1. Oh. I don't think my heart can handle this. Yep, well, the fourth log has not been released. I don't think it ever will be, but there are a lot of fan versions of it if anyone's interested. But yeah, apparently the last exploration log is the reason why normal personnel are permitted to access SCP-087 more. I'm really curious, but because, you know, this is the end of the canon, I'll keep the reading here, but I think I might actually go read some of the fan-made document IV in my own time. The last one is... it's mold. The scariest thing. The scariest thing in this world. Mold. This is SCP-020, and its object class is Keter. The special containment procedures. Samples of SCP-020 are stored in a series of sealed cultivation chambers inside a sealed containment room at Biological Research Area 1-2, which is accessible via only airlocks. Nutrients are administered via automatic robotic systems, as the cultivation chamber must remain sealed at all times. Hermetically sealed video surveillance cameras are installed within the containment room and must be checked daily for integrity. Any personnel entering the containment room must wear Biosafety Level 5 equipment, including rebreathers, and undergo full antifungal disinfection upon exiting. Description: SCP-020 is a fast-spreading fungal organism that is capable of affecting the senses and behavior of living creatures, including humans. Samples of SCP-020 exhibit an unknown effect that renders them effectively invisible to direct observation, even when under a microscope. SCP-020 is only visible to humans when viewed through photographic or video surveillance. Once SCP-020 forms a colony, usually within a human residence, it will produce spores that affect the behavior of humans around it. Affected subjects will increase the heat and humidity within the homes to create an environment more suitable to the growth of SCP-020. Affected subjects also become more sociable in many cases, often invite acquaintances to their homes to further spread the organism. As the spores and mold colonies are invisible to affected subjects, the mold may sometimes grow directly on living subjects. Ugh. I have a history with mold. Yeah, like I've had some bad experience with molds. It's so gross. Let's see. Okay. I think I'll show the next image now. Phew. Yeah. Legs. As the spores and colonies within a home approach critical concentration, the health of affected human subjects will rapidly deteriorate. Deteriorate? Like deodorant? I guess when you're moldy, you're stinky, right? Deteriorate. But also I'm curious, if it only shows up on cameras, do these subjects just not like take photos of themselves? Do they just like not take any photos of themselves? And never notice that they're like moldy? Yet the health of affected human subjects will rapidly deteriorate, resulting in death. Further spread of the mold may occur as the bodies of any deceased subjects are encountered by emergency responders and healthcare agents, as well as transportation of the bodies to local morgue. SCP-020 was the first encountered in Redacted, when an undercover SCP agent noted dramatic personality changes in personnel working at the local hospital. Upon investigation by a containment team, it was discovered that almost redacted civilians have been infected, as well as a majority of the town. The civilian population was terminated, and the town incinerated under cover of a local flash forest fire. This, by the way, is the picture of a civilian infected with SCP-020 colonies. Which, rip. Rip. To date, over 12 outbreaks of SCP-020 has been reported. Investigations are currently underway to determine the source of these outbreaks and possible preventative measures. Addendum 02001. Excerpts from the audio and video mission recorder of Mobile Task Force ETA-10. And in brackets it says, "See no evil." During the initial containment of SCP-020 on Redacted. T2 Lead. Team 2 moving to the Red House. T2 Com. Copy. UVA-1 is picking up one heat signature. T2 Lead. Team 2 in place. Ready to. They swear? T2-2. Door opening. At this point, a civilian woman appears in the doorway, holding a kitchen knife. Video surveillance showed that nearly 2/3 of her face was covered in mold growths. Civilian woman. Well, hello there, gentlemen. Care to take a breather inside? T2 Lead. On the ground. Drop the weapon. Civilian woman. Don't be silly. Come on in and stay a while. T2 Lead. Stop where you are. Drop the weapon. Civilian woman. We just want to have some guests. Please, come in. T2-2. Drop the weapon. It is assumed at this point that the infected civilian noticed T24 carrying a primed incendiary weapon and lunged forward at the team members with the knife. Civilian woman. Data expunged. T2 Lead. Open fire, open fire. And there is screaming. the end of SCP-020. It's a shorter SCP for sure. But I think the mold is the scariest part. The mold is yuck. So, yeah. It's just, oh man. I hate mold. I hate mold so much. So yeah, I wanted to read this one. That's it for today though. It's a shorter stream, which I'm actually kind of glad for. Because I've had a long week. I've had a super long week. Like my streams this week went on for a while. It went on for like 1 to 2 hours longer than I usually prefer it to. But it was fine because I was having fun playing games. But yeah, like today's short, so I can give my voice a rest. I hope you enjoy the SCP readings. And yeah, like there's nothing much else for me to say today, so I might say my goodbyes really quick, and then I'm gonna go and work on some things, and I'll see you next week. Okay? Okay. Bye guys. Bye bye. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.